Mercedes Monet fans, I got some bad news for y'all, and I got some very interesting news regarding WWE Day 1, which takes place on January 1st, 2024, to the point where Triple H actually addressed it. Yeah, you got to hear this. So, with that being said, let's get into it. Now, the first thing I want to address is the Mercedes Monet thing, because she's actually had talks with WWE recently. She's someone that is very interesting heading into 2024 because will she go back to WWE? Will she go to New Japan? Will she go to AEW? There's a lot of interesting things going on because originally she was going to go to AEW. Originally she was going to make her debut at the Blood and Guts episode in her hometown of Boston, Mass. But the injury, the broken ankle, that sidelined her for the majority of 2023. That really put a lot of momentum in what she had, what she was doing over in New Japan, over in Japan, and then back into the United States. Well, it slowed it down, right? And then she started teasing that she's getting closer and closer and closer to returning to the in ring aspect of the business. And then there were various cryptic posts that she was sharing on social media about potentially going back to WWE. She took a photo outside of the TD Garden the same day that WWE held a live event. She posted a photo of having Triple H in the background, a lot of different things like that. Then there was a report that AEW had no longer had working plans for her to make her debut. And then Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select dropped a bombshell on December 29th when he reported that, yeah, Monet and WWE, they actually had talks about her returning following her walkout in May of 2022 due to creative differences with Vince McMahon. And while the dialogue was said to be friendly, things did not progress to the point where both sides were in both agreement on a deal. Then WWE sources, they claimed that WWE was the ones to walk away from the negotiations. Now keep in mind that it was previously reported by Fightful that Banks' asking price was actually more than what Charlotte Flair is currently making on a new deal. And at a time where WWE is throwing out long-term big money deals to talent both in the company and out, yeah, that would make sense for her to be asking for a very high price. Then we still don't know what the actual issue was in the breakdown between the talks between WWE. Was it money? Was it schedule? Was it royalties? There's so many aspects to a deal like this that it didn't work out. Now, the Fightful Select report did note that one source in the company believed that she would be appearing elsewhere in the near future, but did not say. Now, look, it's no secret that AEW has wanted to bring her in, as I previously touched upon. They actually had her in attendance at All In back in August, but we still don't know if they're even interested in bringing her in, right? Maybe she's asking way too much money. So, what are the other options? Well, you have TNA Wrestling, which I don't think could afford her, no disrespect. And then, of course, you have New Japan, who has the money to offer her what she wants, to give her what she wants, and has shown historically to do just that. So, I could absolutely see her going back to New Japan. It also helps that New Japan executives have expressed that they would love to see her back in their promotion. So while WWE and Mercedes, they didn't come together on a deal and that sucks, I think the overall wrestling business is better off that she's not in WWE and that she goes to a New Japan or an AEW. The other thing that I wanted to touch upon is this tease, this interesting tease. So let me set the stage for y'all. There was a report by Fightful noting that WWE was very close to bringing back a former world champion. No other information was that. Okay. People start speculating, is it Big E? Is it Mercedes Monet? Like, who is it? Now, of course, as we know, it's not Monet. So who else could it be? Then there was a report that WWE is going to bring back this former champion for the day one edition of Monday Night Raw, January 1st, 2024, right? They're starting out the new year with a bang. It's a loaded card, bunch of title matches, etc. So this is the card as it exists now. You have a women tag team champion, number one contender match. Natalya teaming with Tegan Knox to take on Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. You have Becky Lynch versus Nia Jax. You have Women's World Champion Rhea Ripley defending against Ivy Nile, and you have World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins defending against Drew McIntyre. As of this recording, as it stands, CM Punk is not advertised for the show, although that could obviously change. So then Triple H takes to Twitter and tries to break the internet by saying this: not going to confirm or deny rumors of a former WWE champion appearing at WWE Raw Day 1, but I will say stay tuned. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. New Year's Day, 8 p.m., USA Network, right? They're going up against college playoffs. You got to give credit, a lot of credit, to WWE for not punting, for not giving up, right, on this show. They could have easily done just that. They could have easily thrown in the towel. They could have said, you know what, we're going to get killed in the ratings. It's not worth it. Screw it. We'll put on, just an average B level show and we'll kind of get through it. Vince McMahon was notorious for doing this types of stuff in the past. And I understand it because what are you going to do? Like, are you going to really try to hotshot your show just to slightly improve ratings that are already going to be just crushed, right? Well, Triple H, since taking over the book on the main roster, he's done just that. Not necessarily hot-shotting, but he has built up these shows. And it's something that I love to see. I love to see them, okay, we have tough competition. We're not going to run. We're going to put our best foot possible forward and go with it. I love the idea of doing themed level shows on television. Uh, NXT did it for years. They used old pay-per-view themes, old WCW themes, and now Triple H has brought that to the main roster with Raw and SmackDown. So you have Day One, which is a former pay-per-view theme a few years ago in 2021, a Nick Khan idea, or 2022. And then you have New Year's Resolution for SmackDown a few nights later. That is a former pay-per-view theme, right? I just think it's great. I hope they do more of it. I have no clue who this former world champion is. I highly doubt it's Big E. I don't think that kid wrestles ever again, which is very unfortunate, but either way, we'll see how everything shakes out.